students. Let us begin with the next unit in English, and in that, the first one is a poem titled Animus. Animus is written by Walt Whitman. He is a great American poet, but he was a little different from the rest of them. He is a man who wrote poetry which were hard-hitting poems with reflecting to the society, which you may say during that time, but it also persists now. Walt Whitman was a man who said that he would love to stay with the animals. And the reason he said was because he says animals have more feelings, are much better when it comes to relationships, which are absent in human beings. Now, Mark Twain once said that the more I learn about people, the more I like my dog. There is a caption there which I am giving you. It also says the same thing. The world would have been a nicer place if everyone had the ability to love as unconditionally as a dog. Very funny, but that is what the message is. Because animals, if you find, are the ones who love to stay in equality with each other, which is absent among humans. No matter which breed they belong to, you will find they know to give love to each other. And this is the message that Walt Whitman is giving to us in this poem. So let us come to the poem Animus, class. Animus, just as I used to usually do, I will read the poem and then I will explain to you. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self content. So the writer says over here that he wishes to live with the animals. And why? The reason is because they are placid. Placid means calm, not restless. And self content. Self content means self satisfied. They are happy with what they have, unlike we human beings. I stand and look at them long and long. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. The poet goes on to further state that he loves to look at the animals for a very long time. And the reason is says because they are the ones who are never tired. They don't sweat. They don't unnecessarily exhaust themselves and work and work. And in spite of that, you will not find that they are the ones who are complaining about their conditions. Whine means complain. We human beings are different. We will work day in and day out. We are so caught up in the world. And in spite of working day in and day out, we still complain about our condition, never happy. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. The poet says they are the ones who do not do anything wrong. While we human beings, we know what is right and wrong. In spite of that, we go to do it, and then at the end of the day, we are weeping. We are crying for our sins, the wrong that we have done. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. He said, they do not make me sick, they do not make me irritated. We human beings are like that. You do this, otherwise, God will punish you. If you don't do that, God will not be happy. So each time we are doing something not because we are happy with it, but we are doing it because of the fear of God. We fear God, therefore we do it, not because we feel it is right. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things. Writer says that the animals are never dissatisfied. They are always happy with what they have. Nor they are crazy. The word demented as well as the word mania means crazy. Crazy about what? Crazy about owning things. You won't find animals living in big palatal houses and have a big business and lots of money and so on and so forth. It's not like that. They live in the free world created by God. We human beings are like that. We want to own a lot of things. You know, Gautam Buddha said, man will never be happy till the day he realizes he has to stop craving for things. Craving meaning wanting things. Says man is never happy. He's never satisfied. He wants more and more and more. And that makes him unhappy. That makes him crazy for owning things. Not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. So, amongst the animals, you will never find one animal respecting the other, or one animal bowing in front of the other, or you won't find animals having big portraits of their forefathers or something like that. You will never have that. That exists only among human beings. Human beings have this kind of a thought that I am great, so people should bow in front of me or people should respect me. We don't treat each other as equals like how animals do. Not one is respectable or unhappy. So it says that we are the ones who are unhappy on this earth, but you will find animals, you will find them always happy with each other. So they show their relations to me and I accept them. So Walt Whitman says, when he sees all these things, the way they live their life, he accepts it. He says, this is what is required in this world. What are we then doing? We are unnecessarily making ourselves unhappy. We are unnecessarily making relationships which we are not happy about. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince them plainly in their positions. So it says, they give me tokens of myself. Tokens over here are gifts. What were the gifts that were given to us by God when He created us? He put these gifts in us. The gift or the token of simplicity, of innocence, of honesty, of being truthful, of being happy. These are the tokens possessed by human beings. We say we are superior to animals, and these are the reasons why we are superior. But the writer says these all were once upon a time in our possession. We owned these virtues, but today they are somewhere lost. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? So the writer says that, he wonders how is it that these tokens or gifts that God gave belong to us, we human beings, but today they are absent amongst us. Rather, he says, I see these gifts. He says he sees them in the animals. So he says, probably he says, years ago, carelessly, negligently means carelessly, probably he dropped them. He dropped them. It doesn't literally mean he dropped them, meaning he himself forgot to use them. He himself gave it away. And who grabbed it? All the good virtues and good qualities? The animals. That is why we say today keeping a pet animal is more loyal than any other relationships, okay, or other relations. So, this is a message that the writer is giving it to us. Now, let us mark some of the figures of speech class that we have coming across in this poem. You see your third line. See your third line, you have I stand and look at them long and long. This is repetition class. Okay, this is repetition because you have the word long repeated twice. Next one, they do not sweat and whine about their condition. You have the word whine over there which indicates sound, therefore, it is onomatopoeia. Next, you have they do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. This is alliteration. You have the sound of letter D. repeated thrice there. Next line you see, not one is demented with the mania of owning things. This is tautology. The word demented and mania means the same. So when you have two different words which have the same meaning, it's called as tautology. Come a little lower down there. Then you have over there, not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. This is hyperbole or hyperbole, as you may pronounce it, because it is not true, or it's an exaggerated statement. Not everybody is respected and not everybody is unhappy on this earth. So it's an exaggerated statement. Next, you come, they bring me tokens of myself. This is a metaphor because tokens is a direct comparison made to the virtues or the gifts that God has blessed us with. Next, you have out over there, I wonder where they get those tokens. This is alliteration because you have the sound of letter W being repeated twice. And the last line, did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? This is interrogative sentence because it's ending with an interrogation mark. So it's interrogation. But it is also a hyperbole, sorry. It's also an hyperbole because it says huge times ago. Huge times ago means many, many, many years ago. So it's an exaggerated statement. We do not know exactly how long time back. Now, if you look at the poem carefully, you will find there are no rhyming words at all. Okay, there are no rhyming words at all over there. That means it's a poem which is called as a free verse poem. So no rhyming words meaning free verse. Okay, all right. So this will help you in your critical appreciation. So class, remember one thing, you have to write critical appreciation for every chapter, whether for every poem, whether I tell you or I don't tell you, please remember that. Okay, now we come to our English workshop. Okay, you need not write this English workshop in your notebook. You may mark it in your textbook and keep it. Because if you know, finally, you have to do everything from the textbook itself. So, textbook is important. First question is, match the words given in table A with their meanings in table B. So, whine is complain in an annoying way, sin, an offense against religious or moral law, events, show, mania, mental illness, negligent, failing to take proper care. Next, we have find adjectives from the poem which refer to positive and negative thinking. So you have to write those adjectives which are positive, that is good, and the negative ones which are not so good. Okay. So the positive ones will be placid, self contained, and respectable. In the negative, you will have demented, unhappy, sweat, and wine. Even mania you could write. Okay. Alright. Next one is complete the following. The poet wishes he could turn and live with animals. Second one, animals do not complain about their condition. Third, animals do not merely discuss about their duty to God. And the last one, animals are not crazy about owning things. Next one, State whether the following statements are true or false. Animals are self-reliant. True. Self-reliant meaning self-dependent, not dependent on anybody. So it's true. Next, animals quarrel for their possessions. False. Possessions meaning owning things. Next, animals do not worship other animals. True. Because we worship other things like gods, goddesses. We have animals do not have that. Humans have given up many good qualities. True. Next, animals suffer humiliation. We are the ones who keep bottling up things. Oh, somebody insulted me, somebody insulted me. Animals do not have such kind of a behavior at all. And the last one is, the poet has retained all his natural virtues. False. Retained meaning kept, already following it. So it's false because he has lost it somewhere. Next one is, with the help of the poem, find the difference between animals and human beings. And it's given in the form of a table. So please remember, when the question comes in the table form, your answer also should be written in the tabular form. Do not write in the form of question answer. You will get it wrong. You have to draw the table and put it accordingly. Now one example they've already given you. Always complain about their condition. Human beings, animals never complain. The other thing you can take is, and human beings are the ones who are never satisfied or dissatisfied. Animals always satisfied. You could also, let's say, self-content. Human beings kneel before another human being. Animals do not have any such behavioral pattern. They don't kneel before anybody. And finally, you can say human beings are demented or crazy about owning things. Animals do not owe anything, they are satisfied with what they have. The next one over here, class, if you see, is your web diagram. And it says, read the text again and complete the web, highlighting the good values, habits which we can learn from animals. Now, since it is drawn like this, in the exam or in the paper too, you have to draw in the same manner. Alright, but remember one thing, all the writing work inside, I keep on telling you this because I keep on reminding you so that you do not forget. The writing work inside the web should be written with the pen itself. The diagram you may draw with the pencil, you may draw with the pen, it is your wish. First one is already given, they are placid and self-content. The others you can say is they are not demented about owning things. Then you can say always happy. Next, never complain. They follow equality. They are respectable. They are always satisfied. So I've given you more. From there you can select any. Now over here, although the web diagram consists of, if you go to count, there are 5 blocks given there whereby you have to fill in, but in the exam you will get only 4 because such a question comes for only 2 marks, and therefore each will carry half mark. Each answer of yours will carry half mark. So class, with this I have completed your poem on animals, and I hope you enjoyed listening to it. I hope the message was profound, and let us also abide of what Waltman is teaching us in this poem. So for your assignment, what you are going to write is only the critical appreciation in your notebook. Thank you class, and God bless you.